Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Yes, you are now in tune on the one that forces itself at this time. Give thanks. See? Thanks for tuning in to Christadelphia. I am your brother, Black Sun. Thanks for reasoning with I again. You already know. Today, we're going to talk about our origins once again. And I'm not here to lecture with you guys because we've been lectured out. And prior to the YouTube era, or pre-YouTube era, the big hype was the lecture scene. So everyone who quote-unquote claimed to be conscious during the pre-YouTube era would be on the lecture scene, or they would have a collection of DVDs and lectures that they probably purchased at a bookstore. So bookstores was the social spot before social media for sharing information on all of the stuff that we still share information on. Now Valley culture and red, black, and green, and black history, and all of these things that we post on social media now. Because everyone's conscious now. The conscious, or the so-called conscious community, was small during the pre-YouTube era and before Hidden Kellers came out. So I want to give shout outs to Brother Ali Muhammad and big ups to Brother Ampu, because Brother Ampu, who worked at Black and Nobel at one point, and once again, definitely got to give shout outs to Horizon Bookstore, which no longer exists anymore because they closed the gallery down, and the gallery doesn't even exist no more. The whole city of Philadelphia that existed back in the day doesn't even exist anymore, okay? This is a whole new city. But anyway, big ups and shout outs to all of my Shaka Maximites and Amaru-khans, and all my Amaru-khan Rasta brothers and sisters, or so-called American. American Rastas get stoned the most. So you got the Americans looking at you like you're not a Rastaman, and the brothers and sisters from the Caribbean coming at you like you're not a Rastaman or a true Rastaman because you don't come from the West Indies. So my foundation is with Horizon Books. I am a bookstore kid, and I'm gonna be a bookstore kid for life, even when I'm old and gray. So I was the young boy working at the bookstore, and I was disseminating all of this information pre-YouTube era. So I say all that to say I'm not new to this, I'm true to this, and I've always gravitated to people who went against the grain and who were free thinkers and who were not scared to critique mainstream thought or go against mainstream thought, because that's the type of spirit that I have. I'm one who always question everything. I'm a free thinker, and I always go against mainstream thought. I'm a rebel. I'm a soul rebel. You already know. But anyway, so I've been stoned by the 5%ers. I've been stoned by the Hebrew Israelites and the Mighty Morphin, or the I call them the Mighty Morphin Power Hebrews. I've been stoned by my Nubian brothers and sisters. I've been stoned by the Rastafari community and many different Rasta brethren and sisters. I've been stoned by damn near every facet of the red, black, and green. And stoned by my Moorish brothers, or so-called Moorish. Either Moor or you not. There is no ish. Anyway, so I've taken a pretty good licking in my day, and I've kept on ticking. See, and I'm still standing in I Square as a free thinker. So that's what I promote. See, so I reasoned with you guys plenty of times on our origins coming from what they call the North Pole, or what some call Shambhala, or what some call Zion, and how multiple different cultures around the world give reference to the same place. It's just known by many different names. But Brother Ampu and Brother Ali Muhammad played a major part in my awakening as a youth, and my awareness, by giving me, the truth and dropping the jewels on me about our Amaru-khan Orgins. See, so even when I was building with my brothers from Yamasee and all my Yamasee brethren and sisters, I wasn't stoned by these guys. But that's a whole nother story. We went through some things too, but it wasn't a stoning. But hey, so I sold a DVD called the Aboriginal Origins, the Aboriginal Amaru-khan Origins or Civilization. And the DVD, I think it was 2 DVDs connected to it. It was a long lecture, and it was by Dr. Ali Muhammad. See, and I had a lot of Ali Muhammad DVDs, as well as a lot of Ampu DVDs. I get thanks because I was able to have that seed planted in me as a youth. I didn't have as much confidence then as I do now, because that was just like, totally against what everything we've been taught. See, and every time I find out that everything that I have been taught was a lie, I rebel and the lions start to roar. See, but when I reason with you guys, I'm not roaring like a lion. I'm just, reasoning on a mellow tip. See, because I don't want to seem or blend in with all the other angry black men on the internet. That's why I try not to sound like an angry black man. But I do get angry at times, and there is a time for the lion to roar, and there's a time for the lion to be silent. See, if the lion is roaring when he's hunting, he would never catch his prey because they would hear him coming. See, anyway. Oh man, Brother Ali Muhammad caught my attention back in the day, because I used to say, yo, this guy got a lot of balls. You know what I mean? I'm like, yo, this dude, he must got a gun on his hip, because he's the most hated guy in the fucking conscious community. But he was smacking niggas in debates. Excuse my French. You know what I mean? But he was knocking people out of the box on some Roy Jones when it came to debating, and he was a little arrogant and cocky with it. See, but information is information. See, and I don't fall in love with those who are giving the information. See, and I heard about every negative thing about Ali Muhammad in the ISIS society, as well as all of the positive things. And I done looked at both sides of the scales. But at the same time, truth is truth. Fuck who's bringing the truth. You ever notice you don't really see my face on none of my DVDs? Because it ain't about my face or me. Fuck who's bringing you the truth. And I gotta keep this one raw. See, and I'm not really roaring on you guys tonight, but I want you guys to really dig and hear and feel where I'm coming from. See, so today, reasoning once again on our Amaru-khan Orgins. And there is also a DVD, excuse me, I said DVD. There's a documentary on, or a lecture on YouTube from this Yardi brother on the hidden Jamaican origins or something similar to that, or the hidden history of Jamaica. And he was breaking down how pretty much everything that we've been taught about our origins is a lie, and that we are the descendants of what they call the Olmecs. You know what I mean? And it was really brief. And he, even in that lecture on the hidden history of Jamaica, this Jamaican brother explained how we are the children of the Amaru, just as well as brother Ali Muhammad broke this down long time ago. Seen? And how I've been, reasoning on this subject matter for a long time. So why am I bringing it up again? I'm bringing this energy back up again, and I'm reasoning on it again because a lot of people there are more people thirsty and inquisitive about what's going on now than it was at the time that I was reasoning on this information back in the day. I was being stoned then, but people are more what's the word I'm looking for? People are looking for answers now. So I'm not being stoned as much as I was as a youth, and plus I got a little bit of age on me now where I'm not just some young boy, so nobody want to hear some young boy kick some science when they've been studying this for 30 or 40 years, you know what I mean? So as I always say that what was hidden from the wise and prudent shall be revealed to the babes and suckling. See? So we are the children of the so-called Olmec, and we are the Amaru, or children of Amma, Mama Amma. See? And even reasoning and building with my people from Yamasee. Dr. York had explained and broke down the significance of Un Amatu. See? So even Dr. York gave the black man, or the indigenous man, or the aboriginal man, his nationality back through his Yamasee. See? Of course, it was attached, and everything that he did was attached to extraterrestrialism, but fine. That's what the black man needed at that time. See, but if you knew what life was worth, you would look for yours on Earth and not from other star constellations. See, so yes, some Rastaman would say, "Well, brother, how can you claim to be a Rasta and you rock the Lion of Judah and you wear the Lion of Judah on your head, but then turn around and say that Africa is not our origins?" And I've reasoned plenty of time with you guys and said that Africa is not the birth of civilization, it's the rebirth of civilization after cataclysm, or after a particular cataclysm happened on this planet. And I've reasoned with you guys using the movie 2012 to show you at the end of 2012, after the cataclysm happened, at the end of the movie, they showed you that Africa was a safe spot. See, and it wasn't affected by all of the other fuckery that was going on as much as, it wasn't affected by the cataclysm as much as the rest of the world. So it was some safe spots in Africa after all of the storms and things. See? So, it was not a movie based upon 2012. It was a movie based upon the past. See, because remember that movie 2012 came out a little bit before 2012. So some would say, hey, it's talking about the future. No, it was talking about something or a history that already happened. You know, Hollywood, fucks with you a little bit. They give you the truth and then spin it with a bunch of fuckery. See, excuse me, I know I kind of drifted off with the camera, so excuse how, everything was kind of off angle for a second, but it's cool. Just reason with me, walk with me, and listen to what I say to you. See, so, you can check out Brother Ali Muhammad's work on the Aboriginal Amaru-khan Orgins on YouTube. But that is not the same as the lecture that he did or the DVD that I had. See? And I need to find somebody who has that DVD. I'm going to find it anyway. I might have to go back to Black and Nobel and see if Hawk can find me a copy of that, because I had that a long time ago and I handed them all out, But anyway, Brother Ali was on point with that. I didn't agree with everything that the brother said, nor do I agree with everything that anyone says, because I'm a free thinker and I'm a challenge and I'm a critique everybody. See? But a lot of what Brother Ali Muhammad was explaining about how the Back to Africa movement was funded by the white man, or was funded by Central Intelligence. Your FBI and your CIA funded your revolution. It funded your red, black, and green. I'm sorry to say that, and people hate that. But I'm not. Hey, don't kill the messenger. See. And plus, if you don't agree with what I say, go check it out for yourself, So this is old news, see? Remember, we've been kicking this science of the Moors before the YouTube era. You know what I mean? Just bringing it back again and reasoning. Now, I don't want to give you guys a lecture because we lectured out. But I do want you to go check out other people's lectures. I promote other people's lectures more than I even give lectures myself. I'm just here to reason with you, and we're going to free think. See? And we're going to examine it. See, I'm not trying to push anything on you, but I need you to open your mind and do some research. That's why it's called research, because you gotta search over again. You know, everything that they taught us was a lie. And Brother Ali Muhammad explained long time how, you know, the Back to Africa movement was a plot to steal the land from the indigenous people here, to get people to think that they came from Africa to steal their land, and to get you hyped up and to move off of your land back to Africa. Then they like, got him, got your land. See, he was one of the first brothers that I know to thoroughly and scholarly break down how our origins didn't begin in the Nile Valley, and that the Americas, or what we call the America, North America and South America and Central America, had civilizations that are way more ancient and thousands of years older than any Nile Valley civilization or Ethiopian civilization. So yes, I've been stoned for this already as a youth, so I don't care. Stone me now, you know what I mean? But this is just facts. You can hate me now. Ask Rastaman if I'm trying to kick knowledge and all, but I'm trying to show you some things that you can apply. Facts. See? So, this is not to create controversy, because that controversy is old and has already been created. Now that it's died down, I'm here to reason with you guys, not debating with you guys. I'm not Ali. Ali love to debate. I love to reason. See? Because you don't get anywhere in a debate. It's all just the ego war. Whether you're bringing facts with the ego, people are not going to digest anything because their emotions are attached to what they think they know. See? Just like my emotions was attached to what I thought that I knew. And that's why I was so emotional when I found out that the foundations of what I thought I knew was some fuckery, see? But Nyabingi is the death to all of the fuckery, death to black and white oppressors and oppression, see? So, I wear the Lion of Judah, and I, wave the flag of Ethiopia, not because I believe that Ethiopia is I origins. For one, I use the lion as an animal spirit. See, anyone who knows about animal spirits, you can choose whatever you want, a turtle, wolf, a bear. See, so sometimes I utilize the lion energy and the Leo energy, or the energy from the constellation of Leo is all connected. Leo, Lion, Lion of Judah. We already know this. So, it's a deeper level and a metaphysical level to why I deal with the lion animal spirit. 2, Ethiopia, to me, symbolized the last spot or last area. I don't even want to say country, but the last let's use the word country for now, for a lack of better words. The last country to be colonized by any other outsiders, see? So European outsiders was told to kick the boot, see? And just as with Ali Muhammad and his foundations was the Nation of Islam, and he broadened his horizons and stepped outside of the box of your average brother from the Nation of Islam, he still pays homage to his foundation. See? So the Rastafari movement is my foundation. See? So I'm always going to pay homage to that which awakened I, and I would not be here reasoning with you guys on these subject matters. See? But if I came from the Moorish Science Temple or the Nation of Islam, I would be giving homage to that because that would have been my foundation. See? So, I say all of that to say, please, once again, research. Search. Right? Wasn't Asar chopped into 14 pieces and scattered. So we gotta search for these pieces and bring them back. See, to the God body. See, so then I bumped into Brother Sanchez, who's today's most hated guy in the so-called conscious community. You know what I mean? And I gravitated to Brother Sanchez because he goes against the grain of all of the fuckery and lies that we ever been told. And I don't ride anybody's bandwagon, see? So like I said, when Brother Ali Muhammad came out with the ISIS movement, then all of a sudden here comes this ISIS terrorist shit, and then, you know what I mean, it was kind of weird that, you know what I mean, he started this ISIS and it had nothing to do with terrorism, and then all of a sudden, so I don't know the inner politics, and, you know, I'm not here to judge the man, nor am I here to ride anybody's bandwagon, see? But I'm here to explain to you and pay homage to, you know, where I was inspired. See? So then later on, way later on down the path, I bump into Brother Sanchez, and this dude is just, he reminds me of Ali Muhammad, like controversial, like, you know what I mean, smacking people up in debates, and but I feel like, you know what I mean, I feel connected to the brother, and a lot of his prior research before what he's delivering today, you know, I know he's did some research based upon the information that he brings, and he's just not some dude that just stumbled upon this on the internet one day, see? So, and he's another brother who's explaining the same stuff that Ali Muhammad said about the red, black, and green, and how the Back to Africa movement was funded by the oppressor, see, or what they claim to be the oppressor, or who people was claiming to be the devil, and all of this other stuff, see? So, I hate to say that, but this generation needs this, see? And they're more acceptable to this truth now. That's the word I was looking for earlier. So I'm here to tell you now, of course, we are the children of Amma, and that's who the Amaru-khan people are, or who they call American, or who they call Olmec, or who they said disappeared. See? And yes, we built civilizations way older than Africa. And we have the oldest calendar. And that has been proven. These are facts. See? Everything that we've been taught was a lie, mixed with some truth. So yes, I still pay homage to Mount Zion. I just know that Mount Zion is not Ethiopia. And I'm here to tell you once again that that is Shambhala, that is the North Pole. and the children of Amma, we come from the so-called North Pole. To add on to what Brother Ali Muhammad and these other brothers have already explained to you guys, see, deeper than our Amaru-khan origins, we're going to take it back to the root, because I had a root, see? So yes, the whole ideology of Zion within the Rastafari movement, it's real. Did not Bob Marley say, don't involve Rasta in your say, because Rasta don't work for the CIA? Yes, the Rastafari movement was a glitch in their matrix because it was not funded by the CIA or the FBI or any type of central intelligence. The Rastafari was a glitch in the matrix because it just popped up and it was a feeling that people was just having all over the world, see? Of course, it was influenced by both truth and falsehood, like everything. But the deeper concepts and all of the esoteric concepts is still there. It's just stop looking for your home outside of where you already are, because for all of my Amaru-khan brother and sister from the West Indies, or what they call the Caribbeans, which is still part of the Americas, the North and South America, seeing we are the Olmecs. So yes, check out, and on my next reasoning session, I'm gonna get the actual title for this documentary that this guy did, but I believe it is, once again, the hidden history of Jamaica, something on those lines of, you know what I mean, like what you haven't been told about your Jamaican history, you know what I mean? So that's one of the most frequently questioned, one of my most frequently asked questions is, are you Jamaican? Just like any Rasta man, see? And when I come to tell the brothers and sisters that I'm Amaru-khan and I'm from Mount Zion, see? The Zion before your Zion in Ethiopia. I'm not here to say that Ethiopia is not Zion. But like they say, there are many mansions in my father's house, see? And that's just one of them. See, but that's not the original one. And we talk about roots. So let's go back to the roots. We already know we come from the center of the earth. We come from Unamatu. We come from Shambhala. So the civilizations that are older than what they call Mu or Lemuria, or all of those civilizations that they talk about, all come from Amma. See, there is a land far, far away, where there's no night, there's only day. Look into the book of life, and you will see that there's a land far, far away. You already know, and I've said it many times before, that that land is Shambhala or Zion. Hey, at this point you can give it whatever name you want, because we're all talking about the same place. See, and that is where the black sun dwells. See, the hidden sun, what they call Amen Ra. Ra was the sun that you could see, right? Everybody can look outside and see the sun, but the Amen sun, or the black sun, is where we come from. Before your dynastic periods in Kemet, we was already giving you the cosmology of the gods, the cosmology of Amma, and not some heliocentric fuckery. But don't believe me, do your own research. And plus, a lot of these reasoning sessions are for the future, because it's going to take years for them to catch up to what I said 10 years ago. Alright? I'm not trying to sound arrogant. I'm just passionate. See? But it's all love. And to all my Amaru-khan rosters, big ups. Keep moving forward on your tribe. Keep researching. The earth is the Lord's and the fullness thereof. You already know.